Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Krusty Towers, and Mrs. Puff, you're fired. First, I'm going to talk about Krusty Towers. Enjoy. The episode begins with Squidward and SpongeBob walking to work, where SpongeBob tells a false story about overcooking the fries as usual, much to Squidward's annoyance. However, when they reach their workplace, SpongeBob and Squidward are both shocked to see that the Krusty Krab has dramatically changed. Mr. Krabs comes out and reveals that he has turned the restaurant into a hotel and renamed it the Krusty Towers, with the original building now on top of a large tower. When SpongeBob asks Mr. Krabs why he's built the hotel, he explains that while he was on vacation, he had fun, but was shocked by his outrageously high hotel bills, tallying up to $345, and realized how much money hotels can make off of anything, including food. He also says that the employees at his hotel lived by a code: "We shall never deny a guest even the most ridiculous request," which was on a gold plaque above a fireplace in the hotel he stayed at. He puts that code in for the Krusty Towers as well. Mr. Krabs then brings SpongeBob and Squidward into the hotel and quickly makes them his new hotel employees. A customer enters and orders a double Krabby Patty with no onions and extra pickles, but then leaves when Mr. Krabs tells him that he must book a hotel room and order room service to eat their food because the customer only has an hour for lunch. Patrick soon arrives and becomes the hotel's first actual guest, which Squidward can't help but question. Patrick tells Squidward that he sometimes just needs to get away from it all. After Patrick signs the register, which he initially believed was a test he'd failed to study for, Squidward carries Patrick's bags up to his room. He tries to take the guest elevator, but Mr. Krabs stops him and explains that he must take the employee elevator, which is actually in fact a staircase. Patrick then requests Squidward to come several more times for ridiculous reasons. Whenever Squidward gets to the bottom of the hotel, Mr. Krabs tells him to go back up to do something that Patrick wants even though he just got back, which annoys Squidward more and more. Squidward complains to Mr. Krabs about Patrick's unreasonable behavior, but Mr. Krabs refuses to do anything about it, saying he has the right to be as unreasonable as he wants, citing the plaque. After being ordered to give Patrick a bubble bath, Squidward refuses, states that he has had enough, and rides the guest elevator down to the lobby where he stubbornly quits his job despite Mr. Krabs' protests. He walks out the door and immediately comes back to the hotel as a guest instead of an employee. He decides to punish Mr. Krabs by taking advantage of his code. Squidward demands a room on the top floor and that Mr. Krabs carry him to get there, which he gets both by paying him and using the plaque. He orders a Krabby Patty with cheese, nose hair, and toenail clippings, and forces Mr. Krabs to eat it for his own humor. Also, Patrick has the cheese all over his room, which is supposed to be on that Krabby Patty, because he said earlier he wanted the room with cheese. Squidward then wants his cookies like the ones his mother makes, which Mr. Krabs resentfully has to get from Mrs. Tentacles. SpongeBob comes with him to have Squidward's mother help him make the cookies. Then after the cookies are completed to Squidward's satisfaction, he asks Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob to repaint his room and change his furniture, only to get it back to its original state after they go through several different design ideas. Squidward then asks for the pool, which Mr. Krabs tells him is out in the back of the building, to be brought inside and made into an indoor pool. After getting the indoor pool, Patrick jumps in to join Squidward and SpongeBob with a cannonball, but the force causes the hotel to collapse, leaving only the original Krusty Krab standing. Patrick, SpongeBob, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs luckily survive the destruction, but end up in the hospital with massive injuries, requiring casts and bandages to be wrapped around them. When the episode ends with Mr. Krabs outraged to see the hospital fee, $15,000, he scraps the idea of a hotel and tells Squidward, SpongeBob, and Patrick that they are going to medical school, much to the former's dismay and the latter two's delight. Next, I'm going to talk about Mrs. Puff, you're fired. Enjoy. At Mrs. Puff's boating school, Mr. Fitz, the superintendent, is talking to Mrs. Puff about renewing her teaching certificate, but then informs her of the high record of failing students. However, SpongeBob is the only student who has ever failed her boating class, but has done so 1,258,056 times. Mrs. Puff is told to show Mr. Fitz everything she has taught SpongeBob, and within seconds, he fails yet another driving test by bashing into a boatmobile. Mr. Fitz fires Mrs. Puff, much to her delight of not having to deal with SpongeBob anymore. A new boating instructor named Sergeant Roderick comes in and takes over the school. Sergeant Roderick is a viciously hard drill instructor, who immediately smashes Mrs. Puff's ID card on the desk and throws out one student for talking and another one for eating. All of the other students run away, except for SpongeBob, who is now his only student. The new boating instructor has set up a difficult course, which he trains SpongeBob to crawl, walk, run, and eventually drive through while blindfolded. Despite SpongeBob's unprofessional driving skills, he surprisingly masters this. During the time of his final exam, which Mr. Fitz personally comes to watch, SpongeBob attempts to wear his blindfold for it, but Roderick finally tells him that's illegal, despite SpongeBob reminding he can't drive without a blindfold on. Roderick orders him to drive, and SpongeBob does what he's told and starts driving with the same disastrous results, destroying part of Bikini Bottom in the process. While driving through a field, the boat picks up Mrs. Puff while she is painting. Roderick tells SpongeBob to use the brakes, but he misunderstands what he means and removes them. Roderick then jumps out of the boat and tries to stop it by jumping in front of it but is easily run over by it. After SpongeBob loses his sight due to getting Patrick's pants over his eyes, he begins to drive easily again and successfully avoids crashing into several cars and 2 pedestrians, then reverse parallel parks the boat. However, due to the damage he did to the city, he fails his test once again. Mr. Fitz realizes that SpongeBob is unteachable, even with their best teacher, and rehires Mrs. Puff. The next day, SpongeBob goes to Mrs. Puff's class and gives back her repaired ID card as a welcome back gift, then proceeds to apologize for his destruction. Though Mrs. Puff tearfully tells him that she got her teaching degree back, and SpongeBob's file was destroyed in the fire, so it was as if he never failed her boating school. SpongeBob leaves, promising it won't take him a million times to pass school, leaving a devastated Mrs. Puff to cry and finishing the episode from there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.